Gaming Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to the weekly review special for week 5 in the 4th year of the Gaming Decathlon competition. This week we bounced back to 4,000 points at 40-41, better than last week's 37-29, where we had another new title introduced. Best round score, though, is still a little bit away. We're 600 points shy of that, which was 46-48. Nearly a year ago now, we're coming up on that, and I'd love to break that mark, and it's possible that we could break that mark in the next few weeks. Current virtual best, 41.65, also up from last week's 39.11, but the all-time virtual best is unchanged now that we retired Empire of Sin. Breaking down the games individually, PCM 20, career mode, 583 points, nearly to the record. Still a good amount of season to go. We're not going to get a lot of points for La Vuelta, though we've picked up a couple stage wins, but we're approaching the end of that one. 12th in the GC with not even trying. I mean, we're quick simming all of the mountain stages. We'll get a little bit of points, but not much because that's not a major position in the GC, and those stage wins only amount to the points we've literally already picked up there. There is enough time in the season, though. We will absolutely pass that 635 mark. I would imagine we'll pass the 700 mark, but I don't think we'll surpass, like, say, 750. I think we'll be in probably a low 700 range, maybe mid 700. In the Champions Series, major jump. First season, we got 67 points, so a total of 6. We've got 440 plus already, and it's May in this second season. Now, of course, the calendar much busier. We've done as many, if not more, races than we had last season already, but we've picked up a few victories. And the team is now consistently getting top 5s in those continental races. And the riders continue to develop. In the women's tour, 114 points. Same sort of scenario. The team's just getting better and better. Marginal gains. But it's really starting to show up in that third season as we've now eclipsed the 100-point mark finally. 114. Also, if you watched the PCM 19 women's tour, we did about the same. We were Continental Pro by the third season, which is where we're at now, but we're not Continental Pro. We're still Continental, and we scored 120 was our top score at the end of that series. So there's something that we're about to eclipse that score. FM 21, worst to first, 107. So we top 100 for the first time on that one. Same scenario here. We're in season number 2, and we had a slow start to season 2. The competition was definitely better, and our lack of skill, we weren't carried through by the mental attributes like we were in season 1. The lack of skill was exposed. But as the season has gone on, the players have developed more and more, and now it's been 16 straight without a loss and only 2 draws, but those 2 draws have been against the other top 2 teams. But as they slip, we've been climbing higher and higher, so we've got a real chance at winning the league here in the last handful of games. In Zero to Hero, 297. Struggling. Really struggling. We're at the 5th tier now, and we've kind of hit a little bit of a ceiling at the moment without some further development, and especially just the way things are going right now. We don't have a strong couple of mental leaders who are highly, highly determined that'll pick up the rest of the club and get their determination up. And as a result, the club's kind of stagnating right now. They're not developing much beyond where they're at. And then every time they do, somebody else comes along and just plucks them away, and then we lose that player. So I feel like we're bringing kind of the whole team up to a certain level, but the level we're at isn't necessarily rising, and that's now really catching up to us. We're struggling mentally this season more than anything else, and as a result, we're in, I think, 4th place, and that's it. I have a feeling we're not going to see promotion for the first time, and then my prospects for next season aren't much better because they keep plucking our players away one by one, and we're just kind of not outgrowing. We've got to somehow develop the mental attributes, and some of that's going to come with coaching. And the coaching is not getting a lot better because the reputation is so low. So maybe the reputation will catch up a little bit for next season, and we can bring in slightly better coaches. I don't know. We do have some issues to overcome before the team will continue to progress, and especially trying to get to a high enough level where the players want to stay at the level they're in with the team that they're on. That's the real issue, because player after player after player wants to go to the bigger club, to a higher division, even if it's only 1 or 2 divisions above us, and then they get depressed that they're on such a low level team, and then they play like garbage. Bad combination. We'll see what we can do with that. In Gladiator Manager, just our second week, really just a week now into that title, and things are going well. We were third place. We were comfortably third place, and then we were starting to close in on the top 2. And as the season goes on, we have moved up to second, and we are that much closer to the top team. So those 2 teams are slipping a little bit, and we've been consistent all season long, and it's finally starting to emerge. The balance in the league kind of changes as the season goes on, as they sign new gladiators. We haven't really come across anybody who's good in helping us since early. But our own leader, our own individual character, is now developing into a pretty good fighter. And that's starting to play a factor as we go forward. But our main fighter, Elia, is healthy again, and that's definitely helping as we go down the stretch. And we've got a definite chance, not saying it's going to happen, but we've got a chance that we're going to win the league this opening season. About 3/4 of the way through the season now, so there's 1 quarter left to go. We'll definitely get there next week, I would imagine. I mean, the amount of episodes in a week is cutting back a little bit as the game settles into a regular routine, but I think we might get to the end of the season next week, and then we'll see kind of what that first scoreline is. Big drop from there. If we get promoted, okay, we'll have a bonus of 100 points for next season. Outside of that, we were set mostly down to 0. Actually, we have our gladiators still, I suppose, though we'll have to try to re-sign some, and I'm not sure how that's going to work. Other than that, you can rehire, maybe? I don't know. I don't know how citizens and contracts are going to function going into Season 2. I haven't seen an option to rehire or extend at this point in time. And, of course, Empire of Sin was retired last week, so it sits permanently now at that 746 that it finished at. And then in the all-time virtual best, our closest is PCM20 Career, and it could. We said that it probably 700, maybe 750, which means by the end of this season, we're going to be close to that top 10. Maybe just in, maybe just out. I don't know which, but it's going to be close. And then we'll see how next season looks. In the Zero to Hero, it improved its score, but did not improve its position. And it's a good thing it did, because it was at 270 a week ago, so it would have been passed by Gladiator Manager. This week it stays just ahead of it, and Gladiator Manager jumps quite a few positions to get to 39th. So it's nice that while we were under 100 just a couple of weeks ago on that list, all of a sudden we find ourselves back into at least 3 games that have a moderate amount of points. Also, hence we're above 4,000 again. That's going to do it for this review special. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful week, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.